Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? In today's video, I'm going to tell you guys how to place very high during the event, my entire strategy of what I did, and also what places I came in. Now, over the last couple of days, we had a bunch of spooky events. In total, we had about 5 spooky events. During the first one, which was over a week ago, I placed 766. But coming to the second one, I improved a lot and I placed 380. Going into the third one, I placed number 24. Going into the fourth one, I placed number 48. And going into the fifth one, I placed number 87. So my best one was the third spooky festival event, and the rest of them, I still placed pretty good for the last 2, but I mean, it could have been better. I would have wanted to get higher than 24. But keep in mind, during the second event, everybody was exploiting. During the third event, even more people were exploiting. But during the fourth and the fifth event, there weren't too many exploiters, which wasn't too bad. Now, realistically, how do you get to the highest possible place that you can? Exploit. That's not too much of an exaggeration, actually. I'm not even kidding. The people who came in first place for the second and the third event both exploited the entire time. During the fifth event, for a very small portion of the time, somebody was exploiting during that. That's how they came in first, but their rank was reset and they took all the candy from them. So if you do exploit, make sure you tell a bunch of people about the exploit, because then they won't remove your rank. Clearly, I'm memeing here. It's sort of a joke, but at the same time, that's realistically what did happen for the second and third place. I'm not actually trying to encourage you guys to exploit, but that literally is what actually happened for the first 2 events. Anyway, though, how did I place 24 during the third event? It was actually pretty simple. One of the things that you guys really need, and really is kind of like a must-have, is some spooky armor. Now, right here, you guys can't even see because it's so full on my screen, but I have the bat armor set. The bat armor set is pretty cool, but the really good things about it is that it gives a 5% chance to get candy from mobs during the event for every single piece, and then the full set bonus grants a plus 5% chance to find rare candy. Now, keep in mind, you don't need the bat set. You could actually just use the spooky set. During the third event, I was actually using the spooky set. I was only using the brand new bat set when it came to the fifth event. So you don't get any more bonuses from this armor, but what the armor really does provide is a really great mana boost if you reforge it all completely to wise. Now, only right now I have 900 mana, which I'm not gonna lie, that is a really good amount of mana. Even if it was just this, I would still be able to teleport using my aspect of the end and also spam the rogue sword pretty well. But during the festival, I believe I got maybe around 1300, if not more mana, and I was going crazy. Like, I literally could not run out of mana, and my mana would regenerate so quickly that I could just keep spamming the aspect of the end. Now, one way that I would actually improve the strategy is by using the rogue sword, because you literally can spam the rogue sword with this armor. You regenerate mana so quickly, and you have so much mana during the event that you don't really have to worry about it. And if you're wondering why your mana increases during that, this armor piece actually grants 2 times item stats during the night, or 3 times during the spooky festival. So during the daytime, I actually have the night saver down right now so that I can get bats and get bat tailsmen, but during the daytime, I'll actually have even less mana than I currently do, and less defense as well. You might be thinking, well, you have less stats than you do with the very wise dragon armor, like the defense and the health wise, which you are correct. Even the same thing with the spooky armor. You still have way less stats than you do with the normal dragon armor. The thing is, though, is that if you guys are as equipped as I am with the spicy aspect of the dragons, and then also all of the accessories that I have, you really won't come into a problem at all where it comes to killing them. You should still be able to one-shot them. What I do is I actually have a little bit of a potion setup going. So what I'll do is I'll use Magic Find, which allegedly does not affect candy. The thing is, though, is that I would never want to possibly miss out on candy, because people have rumors going around that it doesn't affect the candy. The devs haven't confirmed this anywhere, and I doubt they ever will, so I'm always going to use this potion unless the devs say otherwise. Now, I also use Critical 3 potion, which increases my crit chance by 20% and also the crit damage by 30%. Keep in mind, my crit chance is only 65%, so the better idea would be to reforge some of my tailsmen a little bit more so that when I drink this potion, I'll have 100% crit. But I have about, 95 crit when I actually drink this potion, so it's really not too bad. Actually, I guess I really only have like 85 crit chance. So, I do have pretty low crit chance, but still, I don't run into a problem, and I really pretty much one-shot them no matter what. Another thing is, though, is that my aspect of the dragons is really strong, so when I use it against Enderman, they have really low health, so it's kind of hard to not one-shot them, even if I don't possibly hit a crit. The first strike even helps as well. Now, on top of the critical potions and the magic find potions, I also use the spirit potions. Now, the spirit potions actually grant a ton of speed, and they also grant crit damage. I don't really care for the crit damage, but I actually do specifically use these for the speed. I actually made a speed 5 potion, which is an enchanted sugar, and it also grants plus 33 speed. But the thing is, though, is that these spirit potions are so cheap, and if you combine them with an enchanted redstone lamp, they actually grant even more speed than a speed 5 potion. Doesn't really make sense to me, but yeah, these things are incredibly cheap and you get even more speed and you get better crit damage. So very, very nice. So what did I do after that? After I have my entire equipment set up and after I have everything running and going, what I do is I travel over to the end. Now, another thing that I really want to mention real quick is that you can still do everything that I'm doing in the bad armor with the spooky armor. I was still able to one-shot. I still didn't die or do anything like that. Maybe you might have some worries if you don't have like an aspect of the dragons. If you only have like a leaping sword, you might have to worry a little bit then. But at the same time, I really didn't have to worry about it at all. So like I said, now what you want to do is go over to the end and start to just farm Enderman. You want to be in the end as the timer is ticking down from about 3 minutes all the way down to 0. And then when it's at around 30 seconds, you want to start drinking your pots and you want to already be killing stuff. Use your aspect of the end like a teleportation weapon and just teleport to all the zealots as quickly as you possibly can. Another thing is, like I said, use your rogue sword. It makes you really, really fast and it does stack. Keep in mind, though, that if you teleport with the aspect of the end, it does add a little bit of movement speed, but the thing is that the movement speed from the aspect of the end doesn't actually stack. I'll pull up my screen real quick, and when we spam the aspect of the end, it brings us up to 185, but if you use it again, it doesn't bring you past 185. The speed that the aspect of the end grants only lasts for 3 seconds, so I really wouldn't recommend relying on this. I would definitely recommend that you use the rogue sword for the speed, but use the aspect of the end to teleport. Now, just go around farming Enderman the entire time. You want to learn how they spawn, when they spawn, and also the route that you're going to take every single time. If somebody in Wise Armor comes around you, it's really not too bad because you almost are the same exact speed as Wise Armor depending on how smart you are about using your mana. But just get a route down, figure out how you're going to go, figure out the direction you're going to go. If you're going to go through this tunnel, then you're going to reroute to this spot. Just you'll kind of get it down after a while so that you can maximize the amount of Endermen that you're killing. Another thing that I did at the very beginning just to kind of test this out is that I went into the spider's den and I tried to have some of the jockey skeletons spawn in silverfish on me. This actually worked, but it's kind of very hard to do, especially if you're in a public lobby. Some of the ways that many of the big YouTubers were placing, like Tim Dio, they actually had all their fans or guildmates join into their lobby and sit there and not farm at all. Now, the reason that they're not farming it at all is so that you can just farm your own private little silverfish and nobody will ever stop you. It's really a pretty cheap and sort of cheating method in my opinion. If you have an entire private lobby to yourself, it's really unfair and you have an advantage over literally everybody. So how this method works is you go into the spider den, you look for some spider jockeys. On top of the spider jockeys will be the jockey skeletons, and when you kill the spiders underneath of the jockeys, another spider jockeys will spawn in. Now just keep killing the spider and you'll keep getting more and more jockey skeletons, and the jockey skeletons will actually shoot out silverfish. Now allegedly there has actually been a little bit of a nerf on these things. And there definitely has been a nerf, but it's said that there is only a maximum of 15 silverfish can be on one server at a time, and each jockey skeleton will only spawn in 3 silverfish. Now that is partially true, but the thing is that each skeleton will spawn in 3 silverfish, and then if they're not killed, they'll stop spawning it in. If you kill the silverfish every single time that the jockey skeleton spawns them in, they will keep spawning them in unlimitedly. So if you have 15 different skeletons all next to each other, all shooting you at the same exact time, then you will literally be the maximum efficient farmer in the entire contest. You continue just to spam click and kill all of the silverfish and you will win the contest with ease. There are rumors going around about the person who placed first in the very last competition had a private lobby with the end, and all he did is went around farming tons of Endermen. Now keep in mind that the Endermen are a lot higher level than the silverfish are, so they have a much higher chance at giving you purple candy rather than giving you green candy. The thing is though is that you might be able to actually kill more silverfish in the amount of time that it takes you to kill Endermen, so that might boost you up quicker even though you only get green candy. You gotta kind of decide what you guys want to do. I don't know if it's against the rules, but if you have like 15 to 20 different alts that you can log in just specifically to the spiders den, then I would definitely do that and I would farm the spiders den for it. But if you guys can do the same thing with the end, then you guys could even do it in the end if you guys really want to. I don't really know, but that is how I placed top 24 during the event. Some people said they did the exact same method as me, but they got less. It also depends on luck because like I said, all this armor gives you additional chances at getting candy. It doesn't guarantee it. So it does rely on your speed. You will be able to place in the higher positions if you are a lot quicker at killing stuff and way more efficient, but it also depends on luck partially. It also heavily depends if people are abusing bugs that nobody knows about and they're still getting rewarded, or if they're actually getting caught and they're getting taken out of the competition. Who knows what will happen in the future events? It seems like there's been an exploit every single contest we've had so far. Hopefully in the future there won't be any more, but there's really no promises. Anyway, if this video did help you guys out, as always, make sure you guys smash that like button. If you guys are new around here, hit that subscribe button, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.